On a night that we say goodbye to the greatest of all time, legacies were going to be made as tonight NXT and WWE came together, win 3 exhibition matches where some of the top stars in NXT got to battle with some of the best in WWE today. And then the main event. The man that has been wrestling for over 23 years, the greatest of all time, never seen 17, wrestles in his final match in the nation's capital. This was the night we all were waiting for. This was the night that we all were dreading. Tonight was John Cena's final bow in WWE, and this was the Saturday night's main event. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Girl MMF Michael Fletcher alongside the guys Anthony Florio, Michael Bullock, and gentlemen, oh, what a night it was indeed. So we're going to get into everything in just a little bit. But let's start it off right here and right now. The first fight of the night from Washington, D.C., as it was the undisputed WWE champion, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. He goes one-on-one against the reigning, defending NXT champion, the Ruler, Obafemi. The match is thrown out in 9 minutes. No contest is the official result. Drew McIntyre comes back and attacks Cody Rhodes, prompting the fight to be thrown out. Obviously, it was a disappointment. I can give this about 2.5 to 2 3/4 of a star, and the match itself was fine. Oba looked amazing in this matchup. Cody did really well in this battle as well. And the thing is, 9 times out of 10, we always go after WWE's booking, but this was a logical finish because A, you make Oba look strong, B, Cody does not look bad, and C, it also adds more to the fire of Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. And it looks like now we may be looking at Drew versus Cody, maybe for Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia, and and I think everybody legitimately will be now counting the days for Obafemi to make the main roster jump once he loses this title, and I do believe it will probably be to Javon Evans at some point. 2.5 to 2 3/4 of a star. Nothing more to say. Anthony Florio, it is all yours.
This was simply a fight for pride. Although Obafemi had a lot more to gain from a victory since he was the newcomer and Cody Rhodes was the undisputed WWE champion. While Cody Rhodes had a huge experience advantage, Obafemi was the more dominant force. He had the WWE champion reeling for a large portion of the bout. The crowd reacted to something off camera shortly before Drew McIntyre emerged to attack Cody Rhodes. Obafemi was upset that the bout was thrown out and got in McIntyre's face and shoved him to the mat. While most of the match was good, this was a disappointing way to end the biggest opportunity of Obafemi's career thus far. He and Cody Rhodes took Drew McIntyre out and posed together to end the segment. Rhodes and Femi both got sizable reactions during their entrance. Femi had to get into position for the Cody cutter. It looked like Rhodes might fall a bit short, but his opponent lowered his head to put it in the right spot at the right moment. And the running uppercut Femi used to send Cody over the announce table was great, but it did lead to the American Nightmare bleeding from the ear somehow. Got a little busted open there. Overall, it was a 3-star match, but I'm bumping it down to 2.5 to 2 3/4 of a star because of Drew McIntyre ruining it. I had thought maybe I'm not surprised that McIntyre got involved here. I thought maybe there was a chance that there could have been a ref bump, and maybe McIntyre could have attacked Cody, and Oba would pick up the win. But this is what WWE has been known for. They went the safe route. That's what they did. This was a safe conclusion. I mean, I get that they wanted to do this because this is what they do. They love to be safe. But in all honesty, Cody Rhodes would not have lost anything. Cody's the face of the company, for goodness sakes. And this was basically an exhibition showcase, right? So you could have easily had Oba win the match, but considering the nature and the standing of Oba and Cody, they obviously went the safe and predictable route here. But it is what it is. So overall, it was a 3-star match, but I'm bumping it down to 2.5 because of the clunky finish there. Cody and Drew, they're definitely going to have one last match. We don't know when that's going to be. We'll definitely keep an eye out for it. So not much more to add on. So Michael Bullock, Phenom, come on in. Fresh off our Saturday night's main event chat here tonight. And match was going well until Drew McIntyre had to ruin it. And this was proof. And they did it because, well, they wanted to protect both men, aka the safe route.
And I'm actually okay with it. I mean, look, you protect Oba Femi, because he is the NXT champion. He's the face of NXT. And you also protect Cody Rhodes. So, and plus you also continue the storyline with Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre. And yeah, I do see one final match between these two, and I think it's going to go down at the Royal Rumble. That's how I see it happening. So overall, it's a 3-star match, but like you said, I'm gonna bump it down to 2.5 because of the finish. But this is one I don't mind because, like I said, and you said too, Fletch, it protects both men. So, I mean, I get where Florio's coming from. I mean, obviously saying a loss for Cody Rhodes wouldn't hurt, but I didn't mind this. So, nothing more to say. Let's move on to the women who take center stage on Saturday night's main event.
Yes, indeed. And it was Sol Ruca representing NXT going up against Bayley one-on-one. Winner of the bout in 9 minutes and 25 seconds was Sol Ruca. Score one for NXT, and she went for the Soul Snatcher, but it was a roll-up, then reverse of a roll-up for the 1-2-3. Anthony Florio, it is all yours.
3 to 3.25 stars. I mean, this match had a quicker pace than Oba and Cody, so it felt like they were able to do a lot more in the time they had. Sol Ruca looked great against her more experienced opponent. She pulled everything out of her bag of tricks for this bout. After hitting a Soul Snatcher, Ruca was able to get the pin in the biggest win of her young career. Bayley had a big smile on her face, so she was not upset about putting over a newer talent. They posed together and gave a salute in tribute to John Cena. This was a fun match with a lot of spots that showed off Ruca's agility. Bayley was the perfect person to give her this spot. And it was nice to hear Michael Cole acknowledge everything Bayley is trying to do for young women just getting started in the business. Ruca's handstand into a head scissor takedown got a nice pop. The handspring into a moonsault over the top rope that Ruca hit looked amazing. A cartwheel on the top rope into a DDT, another great spot for Sol Ruca. I mean, absolutely incredible match here. This was easily 3 to 3.25. You can make an argument for 3.5 if you wanted to. It was that good. They did all of that in 9.5 minutes. Incredible. Biggest win of Sol Ruca's career. No question about it. I think it's safe to say, gentlemen, that tonight Sol Ruca became a made woman here tonight. And I'm going to go on the record right now. Next year, sometime in 2026, there's no doubt about it in my mind, Sol Ruca will be on the main roster. She will be on the main roster. And man alive, I mean, what an incredible performance here. And this is what Bayley does. She's giving back. She's putting it over. And remember, let's not forget, she came off recent comments about, taking a back seat, but no, she still did the job for Sol Ruca. She did the honor for Sol Ruca. She put over the younger talent, and that's what she does. She's a giver. She gives to the business because that's how much she loves the business. So good on Bayley. So there isn't anything else left to say on this. So I know I might be overrating it, but I don't give a damn. 3.25, teetering on 3.5 stars. Very good match. Not much more to say. Michael Bullock, I told you during our chat tonight, and I'm saying it again, and I want MF to hear this. You got yourself a blue chipper there on NXT, and sometime next year, it's not a matter of if she makes the main roster, it's the matter of when.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna make a bold prediction. It's gonna be sometime in 2026. You're gonna see Sol Ruca on the main roster. I mean, what you saw there tonight is the exact reason why she should be there real soon. I mean, look at some of the moves that she did tonight. I mean, that's why many people, I mean, especially me in NXT, were so high on her. I mean, unfortunately, she's had some injuries that really set her backs, but if she could stay healthy, you're going to see her on the main roster in 2026. No doubt about it. 3.5. I mean, the biggest win for Sol Ruca. I mean, you beat a Grand Slam champion in Bayley. That's basically, you basically just told everyone you have arrived, and that's exactly what happened. She has arrived, and all I can say is, Fletch, is I give it to you. If she ends up on your show sometime in 2026, you got yourself a blue chipper.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. 3.5 is the correct rating for me. I thought they did a really good job. It was amazing. It was really well done. And yeah, there's really not much more for us to say. I think you guys said all the stories that needed to be said. And the final match of this NXT versus WWE battle, it was in the tag team division. The Raw and WWE World Tag Team Champions, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee goes up against Javon Evans of NXT and TNA's Leon Slater, the X Division champion. It was AJ Styles and Dragon Lee winning the match in 6 minutes and 25 seconds. Michael Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, I thought this was a good match. I mean, it was a little too short for my liking. I mean, I was hoping for more, especially when you got the qualities of AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, and of course Javon Evans and Leon Slater. I'm gonna give this 3. I mean, but I don't know if you noticed, Fletch, during the match, we had ourselves a botcheroo.
Yeah, we did.
AJ Styles, he tried to go for that phenomenal forearm, and he slipped.
Yep.
And yeah, that was, as soon as I saw him, like, uh-oh, we had ourselves a dipsy-doo botcheroo, baby.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think because of that, I know I gave it 3, but I'm gonna bump it down to maybe 2 3/4 just because of the botch there. So, but anyway, I wanted to see more out of this, but obviously they wanted to save time for the main event, which was afterwards. So, but yeah, there's really nothing more to say. Fletch, a little disappointing because of the time. I mean, I wanted to see more because of what you have with these 4 individuals, but obviously they wanted to save time for the main event.
Yeah, granted, no doubt about it. It was still a fine match, but yeah, like you said, the ending was not to be desired and everything else. So, it is what it is. So, it was good. I enjoyed it. So I I I I think they did a really good job with it. Fine for what it was worth, and yeah, I mean, I get it for the botch, but I'm not gonna punish it. This was at least a 3.5, 3 3/4 of a star. This was amazing. The body of work, everything going on. Uh, I thought they did a great job with it. Yes, I'm disappointed. One little botch should not ruin what was a fun little sprint, to say the very least. So, nothing more to say. 3.5 to 3 3/4. If I'm overrating it, I don't give a damn. Anthony Florio, it's yours.
Sorry, Bullock. I gotta go with MF on this one. This was 3.5 to 3 3/4 of a star. You're not overrating it, MF. That is the correct rating for this. Let's see here. It was appropriate that Leon Slater was in a match against a former TNA champion for his first main roster appearance. That stems back to Slammiversary. Remember Slammiversary when Leon Slater won the X Division Championship from Moose, and then AJ Styles came out and congratulated him. And we all remember Leon Slater bounced around that ring like he was Tigger, for goodness sakes. That's how excited he was. But anyways, all four men are known for their high-flying antics, but AJ Styles has limited his big spots in recent years to allow his career to have more longevity. This was a fast-paced bout with a lot of memorable moments. The three young guns made their mark, and the veteran Styles seemed to take a back seat at times so they could shine. Unfortunately, like Bullock said, the Phenomenal One tripped when he went for his signature phenomenal forearm. It was hard to tell that it had anything to do with the match ending a few moments later, but Styles and Lee went over in the end. This bout had the most standout moments, but the somewhat abrupt ending was a bit strange. WWE is definitely going to make a play for Leon Slater when his TNA deal is up. The way Lee rolls back and transitions into a powerbomb is always cool, and Lee sending Slater into Styles' arms for a Styles clash at ringside looked amazing, but Evans broke it up before the Phenomenal One could hit it. Excellent match here. I do agree. I wish it would have gotten more time, but they obviously wanted to make time for the main event and everything that happened after. So 3.5 to 3 3/4. MF, you did not overrate this at all. I thought I was going to be the one to overrate it, but no, we both agree on this one. So there isn't much more to say except the reason why we all tuned in here tonight on Peacock.
It's time.
It is time. The main event of the evening, John Cena versus Gunther. The winner of the bout, 23 minutes, 45 seconds, was the Ring General Gunther. He forces John Cena to tap out to the sleeper. And that was that. The fans were upset. The fans booed. The fans yelled bullshit. They were yelling at Triple H that he fucked up. I will say this. This was the perfect ending to the match. I am not angry with the outcome. I expected this to be the outcome. And I am not mad that John Cena lost his final match here tonight. And the reason why I say that is because think about all the legendary guys in their careers. Jushin Thunder Liger at the Tokyo Dome in Japan at Wrestle Kingdom lost in his final match. The Great Muta, New Year's Day, fighting in Japan against Shinsuke Nakamura. Muta lost his match. Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 35. That was, you could say, consequently, his final match. He lost. The Undertaker against Roman Reigns. Consequently, if you want to call it, that was kind of, I guess you could say that was Taker's initial final match, and he lost. And now this. The greatest of all time. The GOAT. John Cena. Losing in his final match to a guy who is definitely going to get a lot of nuclear heat more than any other person in this world now. And you know what this is, boys? Just like when Ric Flair lost to Shawn Michaels and all these other men that I just mentioned. This is the passing of the torch. This is the way to create a narrative. And one thing was mentioned here tonight that I think is also very true. Tonight we witnessed the death of sports entertainment and the revitalization and the reality that we are now living in a professional wrestling world. John Cena, for all the greatness that he is the last great sports entertainer we've ever had in our career. A product and a trust by Vince McMahon, then was given a lifeline by Stephanie to create the greatness that he is today. And for 23 years, John Cena was the quarterback, the face, the undisputed, no doubt about it, was the guy for the WWE during the Ruthless Aggression era, past the 2000s, into the 2010s, and now we're into the 2020s. It was that era of professional wrestling that makes him who he is today. But again, he wasn't a professional wrestler in our eyes, in the many of the people's mind. He was a sports entertainer. And the thing was, Cena even mentioned it, that he didn't know how much more he had left in the tank. He didn't know if this was going to be, when it was going to go down. He gave it his all. He died on the sword tonight. But tonight is the night of the Ring General. Gunther has cemented himself as not just the present, but the future of WWE. And there's one other thing that we can also encapsulate here tonight. That the future is bright of WWE. With Obafemi, with Javon Evans and Leon Slater, with Sol Ruka. You are looking at the future of professional wrestling as we know it. And in a way, this was Cena's way of saying, yes, I may be leaving. Tonight was my last night. But the future of WWE is in great hands. With great people. With amazing talent. Yes, you can shed tears of goodbyes and sorrow. But in our Wrestle of the World, in our neck of the woods, and in wrestling altogether, there are never goodbyes. There are, we'll see you soon. And we will see Cena soon. Very soon. Because he is an ambassador now. So he will still be working with WWE. His in-ring career is over. But his legacy, his longevity, and everything that he has done for this company will be talked about for generations to come. He will be in the same breath as Bruno Sammartino during his era of wrestling, during the Hulk Hogan era and the 1980s. He'll be talked about during that era. He'll be talked about in the same breath of The Rock, Austin, and Triple H era prior to the Ruthless Aggression era. And then when we get into this era of professional wrestling, with the Takers, with everybody else, John Cena's name will be etched in history with the greatest that has ever walked and has ever laced up the boots in the ring. The most emotional moment at the end of this tonight was the minute that he took the shoes off. He took the armbands, took the bands that he had, and laid them in the ring. Reminiscent of when The Undertaker left his gear in the ring after WrestleMania 33. Just as when Triple H put his wrestling boots in the center of the ring at WrestleMania, signifying the end of an era in wrestling. One thing was mentioned and is very true. Sports entertainment has died tonight. And may it rest in peace by the name of the Padre, Hijo, Espíritu Santo. To the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. May this era of wrestling be laid to rest and be remembered for what it was. A great era of wrestling. But now professional wrestling goes on to a new era with new stars and new greatness that will be left and etched in the minds of the fans forever. As far as the rating goes, now I could go 4.5 and everything else, but you know what? It deserves the 5 stars. And that's exactly what I'm going to give it. Because it was great ring psychology, a great story that was told, and to the end, Cena lived and died on the sword. And Gunther made good on his promise. He did the one thing that John Cena never did in his entire career. He made him give up. He made him surrender. He tapped him out. Right before our very eyes. And it wasn't a screwy finish. It was nothing like it. Gunther beat Cena. Fair and square. No arguments. No debates. Tonight, Gunther is a career killer. And that, my friends, is how it is. Anthony Florio, it is all yours.
Longfellow couldn't have said it better. Michael Bullock, there's nothing left for me to say on this except how in the world are we going to follow what good old MF Michael Fletcher just said?
I don't even know if we can. I mean, for the first time in God knows how long, I'm literally left speechless with everything Fletch just said.
This is why he is our hype man. This is why he's our Gorilla Monsoon, our Jim Ross, Mauro Ranallo, Michael Cole.
He's everything.
Name it. This is why he's our GOAT. But in the immortal words of Mr. Ben Stein, I shall do my best. So, all right. Saturday night's main event made its debut on May 11th of 1985 at the old Meadowlands Arena in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Fast forward over 40 and a half years later. I can honestly say that this match that we saw tonight with John Cena and Gunther, I'm gonna go on the record right now. This, to me, in my honest opinion, this Cena Gunther main event here tonight will forever be known, in my opinion, as the greatest match in the history of Saturday night's main event. There, I said it. 5-star classic, 100% agree, MF. This was definitely a 5-star classic. I mean, I don't even know where to begin. This was what the night had been all about. John Cena's final match was finally upon us, and Gunther was looking to make sure he went out on his back. Before that, however, in a filler segment, The Miz showed up looking to make it about himself until he got interrupted by R-Truth and revealed that it was Joe Hendry whose spot that The Miz stole in the Last Time Is Now tournament. Could you have imagined a match with John Cena and Joe Hendry? Do you know how awesome that would have been?
Oh gosh, now it makes me want to hate The Miz even more now.
Well, that's what R-Truth said during the filler segment.
Joe Hendry could have been in this tournament.
He could have been in this match.
And possibly in this match, but God damn it, The Miz stole it.
Let's move on. We don't have time for any rants or anything. Henry arrived when his name was said and took Miz down so that he and Truth could hit the 5-knuckle shuffle together. Gunther got some great heel heat during his entrance, but it was nothing compared to the reaction Cena received when he came out for his last match. You could tell he was emotional, but he kept it together. Man, oh man. Both men survived multiple finishers from the other before it finally ended with Gunther using a sleeper for several minutes to make Cena finally tap out. Disappointed fans were shown in the crowd as Gunther celebrated what will forever be now his biggest win of all time. Some may think the rating for this is high, but this was exactly what it needed to be. John Cena looked great hitting all his big spots, but he did even more to put Gunther over by selling for him. On top of that, they worked well together to make this an entertaining bout, regardless of it being John Cena's last. Nostalgia played a factor, but there is no denying how big of a moment this was. John Cena got to go out on his terms, and that is something that a lot of wrestlers never had the chance to do. It was a great way to wrap up a legendary career. And you notice a few of Cena's most notable rivals who are still with WWE did not get to record a goodbye message. At least Kevin Owens was sitting in the front row. Joe Hendry got a great reaction when he showed up. WWE would be wise to not keep him in NXT too long. Hearing the crowd singing along with John Cena's entrance song was so cool. He took Stu's camera and filmed him for a moment during his entrance. He recognized Stu, the cameraman. That's how much respect he has for him. The crowd chanted, "You tapped out" at Gunther early in the match, going back to when Gunther tapped out to Jey Uso at WrestleMania. And the crowd was chanting, "Don't give up," while Gunther had Cena in the sleeper for a long time. With all due respect, MF, I do have to correct you on something. This is actually not the first time that John Cena had ever tapped out in a match. This is actually the 5th time that John Cena has tapped out. The first was in July of 2002 on an episode of SmackDown. He tapped out to Chris Jericho and the Walls of Jericho. No Mercy, 2003. He tapped out to Kurt Angle in the ankle lock. An episode of SmackDown in December of 2003, he tapped out to Chris Benoit in the Crippler Crossface. And the last time that he tapped out before tonight, it was Kurt Angle for a second time in the ankle lock in the finals of that tournament at No Way Out in 2004 for the right to challenge Eddie Guerrero for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 20. Before tonight, those were the only 4 other times that John Cena had tapped out in a match. Gunther, we talked about Sol Ruca becoming a made person here tonight. Well, Gunther was already made, but here's the thing. Gunther is even more made than he ever was. And I agree with everything that MF said. I mean, we had the sports entertainment aspect of wrestling for the longest time. But out with the old, in with the new. And as great as some moments as there were in sports entertainment, I'm ready to move on to a new world, a new era where professional wrestling takes center stage. If I were a wrestler, I would want to be in the professional wrestling side of it, the serious side of professional wrestling, the technical, scientific wrestling. Not the sports entertainment, not the funny ha-ha nonsense that we've had for so many years. Can't be comedy, what have you. No. I'm ready for a new world of professional wrestling. MF, make room for me on that, because I'm coming to join you on that one. And professional wrestling is going to be taken to new heights. You may not like how it went down, but here's the thing. I bet you more than anything else, I bet it was John Cena himself. I bet it was Cena who made the call to say, put Gunther over me. I want Gunther. I want to put Gunther over on my last night. That's how much respect Cena has for the business. I know there were many years where where a lot of people said that John Cena held people back and buried them in the whole 9 yards. But he didn't do that here tonight. He put over Gunther. And let me tell you, Cena's already done. We all know AJ Styles is going to be calling it a career next year. We don't know how many more years CM Punk has left. There's even rumors of possibly Chris Jericho coming back and having a retirement run for him. When all these guys are ready to call it a career, the future of this business is in the best possible hands. The Ring General Gunther. And I told Bullock this during our chat there. The only way you can ever beat Gunther in a match is you got to damn near kill the guy. You got to. MF, I think you're going to like what I'm about to do here. You got to stab him with that steely knife, and you got to try to kill that beast. You know where I'm going with that. So, but nonetheless, Gunther's had a lot of big wins. I mean, NXT UK, NXT, winning those championships, the NXT UK championship, the record-setting run, breaking a record we never thought would be broken with the Honky Tonk Man when he became the longest Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion of all time at 666 days before dropping it to Sami Zayn at WrestleMania 40. A 2-time Heavyweight Champion of the world. And I don't think it will be long before he becomes a World Heavyweight Champion again. 2026 is going to be an insane year for Gunther. I got a feeling Gunther, he could be Wrestler of the Year material in 2026. I got a good feeling about it. And Gunther can now say, I know he has a young child. He could tell that young child, in 2025, I retired Bill Goldberg and I retired John Cena. Yeah. Gunther's set for the rest of his life. I can honestly say, just give Gunther the keys to the Hall of Fame right now. Because you retire an already Hall of Famer in Bill Goldberg and a man who is being rumored to possibly be the headliner for 2026, and rightfully so. They should pull the trigger on that. And And that is that. Gunther is the future. And who knows, many years from now, we could possibly be talking about Gunther as the GOAT. You never know. He is that good. He is the real deal. So I know the fans were upset. I know they were pissed, and they obviously wanted John Cena to ride off into the sunset with that one last win, and the gunslinger can leave town, leave the OK Corral, if you will. But whether you like it or you don't, I don't think Triple H had any fingerprints on this decision at all. I think it was John Cena. I think John Cena went to Triple H and the higher ups and said, I want to put Gunther over on my last night.
Even though people were booing him.
I know, heavily. I know.
Yeah, they were beyond.
I was fearing for Triple H's life when he came out on that post show. I was like, uh-oh. I'm like, oh, Hunter.
And there were some people I heard while Triple H was out there, they were chanting AEW.
They were chanting AEW. They were saying he effed up. And
I'm sorry, but this was about John Cena's night.
Cena.
But
if he wanted to put Gunther over,
to put Gunther over. This had no.
Triple H had nothing to do with this. I don't
Triple H
buy that.
Had nothing to do with it. He didn't have to do with any of this. And for these people to come out and to rip him the way they did on when Cena was being honored after the match, I'm sorry, I'm calling BS on that.
And I'm also crying foul on it too.
These fans should be, and I'm ashamed to be a WWE fan right now.
I am too.
But I mean, you people are way better than this. This is you need to put those differences aside for one night only
and celebrate
to honor the greatest of all time in John Cena. And for you to do that on his last match when they were honoring him,
Triple H was the one who arranged this outcome. He had nothing to do with it. I don't buy it for a second.
Yeah, I don't buy it.
It was Cena. I guarantee you it was Cena. Guarantee.
I'm in that same boat too. So if you people can't accept it, then you know what? Go watch something else.
Go join the other sickos in AEW for all I care.
Yeah, go join all the AEW sickos out there.
But anyways, this is not about going on a rant or anything like that, even though we have every right to, but we're not going to.
Sorry, but that was just something I just wanted to get off my chest.
And you had every right to. So, but congratulations, Gunther. Biggest win of your career. 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 50 years from now, this will forever be the biggest win of Gunther's career. Even if he wins more world championships, wins a Royal Rumble or what have you, December the 13th of 2025 will forever be known as the night Gunther scored the biggest win of his entire career in the greatest match in the over 40-year history of Saturday Night's Main Event. There have been some good ones over the 40 years. But what we saw tonight with these two men here tonight, this was the greatest match in Saturday Night's Main Event history. Well done, gentlemen. Congratulations, Gunther. But on behalf of all of us here at Talking Wrestling TXN, we simply want to say to you, John Cena, as we always say, thank you for the memories. Thank you for the inspiration. And thank you for John Cena. Enjoy your retirement. You deserve it. The future's in great hands. And hopefully, and we cannot wait to see you, hopefully, in right around the next WrestleMania season. Going into WrestleMania 42. The next time, if that's the next time we see you, hopefully the next time we see you, you will be taking your rightful place in the WWE Hall of Fame alongside of Stephanie McMahon. 5 stars, obviously fight of the night, a late match of the year candidate. And to me, this is now the greatest match in the over 40-year history of Saturday Night's Main Event. Nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, try to follow that now.
I don't even know if I can. But man, I mean, yeah, 5 stars, fight of the night. I mean, the crowd was just literally red hot for this match the whole time. I mean, and I think we can all agree Gunther was walking into enemy territory tonight because that entire crowd, not just in Washington, but in the U.S. and around the world, they were pulling for John Cena. And for Gunther, he probably was like, you know what? I wouldn't want it any other way because I don't need friends. All I care about is my own legacy. And he made good on his promise when he said he was going to make John Cena tap out in his final match. And that's exactly what he did. And the thing is, guys, I mean, when Gunther says something, you better take it to the bank. And that's what he did. And I mean, it looked like we were getting that Super Cena, or as once called him, Big Match John. That's what he. But every time Cena looked like he was going to bounce back, Gunther just seemed to reapply that sleeper hold, and he wasn't going to let go until Cena tapped out, which he did. And it was the end of a 23-year run that we'll never see again. From the man who was known as the GOAT, the Doctor of Thugonomics, the Never Seen 17. And yeah, it was definitely a highly charged, highly emotional match. I mean, and you saw, I mean, after he came out, you saw the people he was hugging. Sami Zayn and his son, Kurt Angle, Rob Van Dam, Eve Torres, and I know good old MF Michael Fletcher must have been smiling like a Cheshire cat when he saw the beautiful Eve Torres out there. And you also saw Michelle McCool, Mark Henry, and how about Elijah, aka Elias, was there.
And don't forget about Haku.
Yeah, and Godspeed Kevin Owens. I mean, of course, still recovering from his injury, and everybody was there. And then, of course, everybody coming out afterwards and to pay homage to Cena, including The Undertaker. And you saw both Cody Rhodes and CM Punk gave their respective world championship belts to Cena to officially mark the end of an era. An era I think we can agree that we'll never see again. And I'm going to do this right now, so I'm going to put this phone right up here. And I'm going to get the camera on. So with that being said, to John Cena, I salute you one final time. To the GOAT, the greatest of all time. Thank you for the memories. Thank you for the inspiration. And thank you for John Cena.
Let's go to work.
It's yours, Fletch.
Now, normally we would give an overall review and everything else. However, out of respect, we're not going to do that. I think the way that we closed with everything that we said, I think it's the best way to just slam the show shut and call it a night at this point. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Thank you, Anthony Florio. Thank you, Michael Bullock. As always, guys, we'll be back on Tuesday night for another edition of Ridiculously Raw, hosted by Anthony Florio. And we will have Monday Night Raw, as always, and we'll also have NXT. And then on Thursday, we're back with another edition of college. It's going to be a special edition of College Football Thursday because we'll be covering the first round of the college football playoff. Yes, we're going to be doing that. On Friday will be NFL Friday. And then, as always, we'll be back 1 week from tonight with a regulation Cerebral Smack Talk with SmackDown Live and TNA. So until then, for Anthony Flair, for Michael Bullock, I am Michael Fletcher saying so long, everybody, and have a good night.